Hello everyone! In this video, I will reveal 6 ideas to save a lot of money on your home renovation in Italy. I want to make one thing clear. If you are on a tight budget, you are looking to have to make choices. Once you have identified the house you are interested in, you will need to carefully prioritize your renovations. I recommend that you focus first on works with a strong visual impact, which have the power to transform rooms. For example, floors, which are one of the first things we notice when we enter a room. My first idea is dedicated precisely to them. First idea: renovate the floor instead of demolishing them. Most old Italian houses have floors made of ceramic, wood, marble or other stones, such as terrazzo. Restoration methods vary accordingly to the type of floor. Let's start with parquet. Renovating an old wooden floor is an excellent choice because it is a material that is fascinating for its natural beauty and its ability to make a room warm and welcoming. Renovating a wooden floor requires sanding, a relatively inexpensive maintenance technique that can transform even a very damaged floors. The operation is performed by a skilled craftsman using a machine called a levigatrice. The sander removes a thin layer of the flooring and removes scratches, etching, small dents and variations in the color of the boards. There are 2 ways to renovate a marble or terrazzo floor. The cheapest and easiest is polishing, which is suitable for dull surfaces that are not too damaged. The real restoration, however, is achieved by sanding the slabs. The procedure is different from that of parquet sanding, but the goal is the same: to remove scratches, wear marks, and unevenness from the floor, thus restoring the beauty and shine of the stones. You can also do something about ceramic floors. If the tiles are not detached or broken, a thorough cleaning is often sufficient. Instead, replace loose with replacement tiles. A problem with most old ceramic tiles is the loss of color. Over the years and with wear and tear, the surfaces fade, and there is no restoration technique like those for parquet and stone. So, what can you do? Well, if you don't like the old ceramic floor, consider the next idea. Second idea: lay a new floor on top of the existing one. If the floor of the house is old or you do not like it, you can cover it with another material. The most commonly used overlays in Italy are laminate, LVT, and SPC, or stone polymer composite. The advantage of these 3 materials is that they are simply laid on top of the existing floor, and the surface can be walked on immediately. In the case of laminate and LVT, you need to place an insulating mat between the new and the old floor, while SPC already has an integrated underlay under each panel, so you do not have to add another one. In just a few hours, you will be able to completely transform the look of the rooms, and without spending a fortune, because the cheapest products can be found for around 15 euros per square meter. But it goes up to 50 euros per square meter for the most durable and beautiful floors. The installation is not very difficult. The most important thing is to follow the instructions that can be found on the manufacturer's website and in the panel boxes. However, I recommend that you leave the installation to a professional, especially if you are inexperienced, also because old floors often have small irregularities or cracks that need to be fixed before the new floor is laid. A professional installation costs about 50–20 euros per square meter, depending on the characteristics of the intervention. Third idea: change the bathroom fixtures. In addition to restoring or covering the old floors, you can replace the toilet and the bidet. Most old Italian bathrooms have sanitary fixtures that are detached from the wall, with exposed piping that quickly fills with dust. A lot of dirt also ends up behind the fixtures, and it is not hygienic at all. The good news is that you can replace these models with this. Fixtures back to wall. More hygienic, more stylish, and more modern. Their main feature is that the sanitary wares are adhered to the wall, so toilet and bidet take up less space in depth, and they do not let dust pass through. You will find lots of products because these models are now being installed in all new bathrooms. All toilets with built-in cisterns, on the other hand, can be replaced with similar products, but with a modern minimalist look. In addition to changing the fixtures, you can also replace other elements of the bathroom. First, the sink and faucets. Instead of the old sink, I recommend buying a proper vanity unit, preferably one with large drawers, so you will have some storage space. Old plastic shower enclosures can be replaced with tempered glass models, which are more modern, stylish, and just as inexpensive. Finally, buy new accessories, such as toilet paper holders, toilet brushes, towel racks, and so on. All these small changes will give the bathroom a more modern and fresh look. Fourth idea: renovate the doors. Here is another relatively inexpensive intervention that does not take much time. If the wood of the door is not too damaged, you can repaint it with special products, such as chalk paint, a very adhesive and opaque paint that does not require special technical skills and can be applied even by those who are new to DIY. This technique is fine for ordinary wooden doors, but for restoring more valuable and antique models, it is better to hire a carpenter, although the cost will obviously go up. YouTube is an invaluable ally, as you will find many videos showing the entire restoration procedure. Just search door remodeling, door renovation, or chalk paint door. Fifth idea: use drywall. Here is a material that can be used in any room of the house. Drywall is also widely used in Italy, especially for creating walls, suspended ceilings, and partitions. Compared to brick construction, there are not only economic advantages. In addition to speeding up the work, this material is easy to work with and is versatile because it offers many different panels for different uses. It is a valuable ally in renovations. Inside the walls or ceilings, you can hide pipes and components of the electrical, plumbing, and heating systems. But the structure can also accommodate sliding doors, toilet cisterns, lighting, and retractable extractor hoods, typical of many modern kitchens. On YouTube Italy, you will find several tutorials on how to cut, assemble, and finish the material. But in case, I recommend you to contact specialized craftsmen, who in Italy are called cartongissisti. Sixth and last idea: paint the walls. I saved this one for last, because it is probably the first thing that comes to mind when you buy a house. It is the ultimate do-it-yourself project, cheap and quick. In addition to making the room brighter, a fresh coat of paint will give you a sense of freshness, cleanliness, and hygiene. While you are at it, I suggest that you also paint all the radiators in the house, especially if they are cast iron or iron models with damaged and yellowed paint. The best way to get a really good result is to disassemble the radiators, sand them, and then paint them. Again, you will find many tutorials explaining the whole process, both in English and in Italian. To recap, these are my 6 ideas to save a lot of money on your Italian home renovation. As I told you at the beginning of the video, I recommend that you focus first on works with a strong visual impact, such as restoring floors or putting a new floor on top of the existing one. Before I say goodbye, I want to tell you 2 very important things. Regardless of your budget, be aware that there is one major job that should always be a priority. I am talking about the maintenance or replacement of systems, depending on the case. I've shown you procedures that will help you save a lot of money, but if a system needs to be changed due to age or malfunction, you need to invest in that first, and then you can think about the rest of the house. This is a very important topic, so I will be releasing in-depth videos dedicated solely to this subject. But for now, I can give you a summary of the basic things you need to know. First, the systems I'm referring to are plumbing, electrical, and heating systems. To understand whether a system needs to be replaced, you need to know its age. The only way to find out is to ask the owner of the real estate agent showing you the house. A plumbing system built in 1970s or earlier should always be rebuilt because the iron pipes are corroded and rusted, so you risk water leaks and malfunctions. The same consideration apply to heating system with radiators, the most common in Italian homes. As for the electrical system, we can be even stricter, because many electrical systems from the 1980s or 1990s are already old and not up to code, so they should be replaced, especially if you want to add new sockets, switches and light sources. The second thing I want to tell you is about floor restoration. The more extensive and complete the renovation, the more difficult it will be to preserve the old floors, especially if you have to redo the plumbing, because many plumbing fixtures will run through the floor, so it may be necessary to demolish the old floors. For now, don't worry. If necessary, we can look at alternatives, such as running the systems through the ceiling, except for the drainage system, of course, or through the walls, even if only in short sections. These are aspects that need to be evaluated on case-by-case basis, depending on the characteristics of your renovation. If you want to discover all the secrets of Italian renovations, please check out the description for my video where I talk about costs, work phases, and much more. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you found the video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to the channel by turning on notifications. Bye!